How about that game, everybody? Oh man, what a fantastic comeback for the Kraken. Get the win. Oh man, it was one of the most dominant periods of hockey the Kraken have had all season long. In that first period, just for whatever reason, could not get it past Nedeljkovic. I don't know. It was like the magnets were at work again, almost just repelling the puck. But you know, and yes, I think I probably wasn't alone when I felt that, oh no, after that first period, like, we're going to make one mistake, Detroit's going to capitalize, and that's going to be it for us. And boy, did it look that way in the second period. Made a couple mistakes, Detroit capitalized. Got really, really worried there for a second. But no, Kraken stuck with it. They had the gumption to keep going. They found themselves again. They were the better team tonight, really from start to finish, and I'm glad that for once it worked out for them like that. It's huge, and especially after that, like that Lightning game where they put in such a good effort and puck luck wasn't quite there for them, and it really felt like that again in this one in that first period where they were just getting shot after shot after shot, and it just wasn't going in, and you're just like, what else do we have to do? You know what I mean? But no, it's that one was so good. It was so good. So proud of the boys. Just so happy with the effort that they put on. The never giving up, getting it done when it mattered most. Gord coming back from getting stitched up like that, get a couple goals. It's so good. Like, there's just so many positives to talk about from this one. That I'm gonna go ahead and jump into chat really, and we'll get going there, and then I'm sure everything's gonna come up as we relive this experience together. Jagar, big Kraken comeback. Let's go Kraken. Big comeback for them. Huge comeback. Being down two like that, it was huge. Really happy with that. And again, these are the things that, does it help us that much this year? Of course not. We're not making the playoffs, but these are the building blocks. These are the things where we know, okay, hey, we can do it, moving forward. That's huge. Wanted to see that going into the off season so that we have that hope and enthusiasm for next season. I think that's very important. Michael, let's go. Green Michael, Stratic, not last. That is right. We are not in last place. We're keeping our heads just above water, but we're doing it. Hunter, Hackstall is the luckiest man alive. Also, squid over octopus there, Kraken over octopus, however you wanna break it down there. Is it luck, Hunter, or is Hackstall just figuring it out? I don't know. Just asking questions. But no, again, they hung in there. They got it done. So many players were, they didn't want to repeat what has happened so many times this season to them, which is to put out good effort in the first period, get kind of screwed over in the second period, something goes in, and then they just crumble. Like, you could just tell guys like, Larson, wearing my nice Larson jersey here, getting to show that off on the stream for the first time. Guys like Larson, Yanni Gore, Jaden Schwartz, they were just not going to let it happen again. Grubauer was not going to let it happen again. What a game from Grubauer, huh? Those two goals, I mean, those are tough goals, but they're not entirely on him. So really good to see. I just think this win means so much in so many different ways for everybody. Come down here to the super chat from Greg. Thanks so much. Gatorade's on me, boys. No questions, no comments, just 3 stars. Gord, Schwartz, Gru. See, right there. 3 of the 4 names I just mentioned. Those are three pretty good stars, Greg, and thanks so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. Let's see. Tyler, hey, I don't have to say it tonight. That is right, Tyler, because I was getting ready, man. If things had stayed the way they were trending, I was just going to start the stream with a nice big groan and ugh. But don't have to do it tonight. Feels good. Feels real good. Brian, so happy, so proud. I am too. I think proud is a good word, Brian, because we are all proud of the effort that the guys put in tonight, and to come back and do all that. It is a proud kind of moment as a fan. Reading ID, big Gord energy for sure. He has just decided, like, I'm so happy we have him moving forward and everything, as part of the core, because I think he's going to come out big next year. Like all those instances like tonight where we're seeing him not give up and not wanting to repeat, the bad times. That's going to come out in a big way next season. He's not going to want to repeat what happened this season next year. There's just no way. He's going to be insane next year, and good for him keeping the point streak going up to 6 games now. Rexology, nice to see the comeback. It is. Lindsay, what a comeback. So glad I resisted the urge to turn it off after the second. Yeah, you would have been hating life right about now, Lindsay. But they have earned this from us. I feel like the Kraken as of late. They've been playing better. There is, like I said earlier, there's still those things right in the back of your mind. They're like, oh, they're gonna find a way to cracken this thing up, right? They're gonna find a way to lose it or whatever. But at the same time, I do feel like now there is more hope than there was before in their ability to make comebacks like this, or at least keep it close and be entertaining, and not just let it devolve into worse and worse mistakes as it kind of gets contagious, the lack of effort and all of that stuff. We really haven't seen that in a while from the club, so really, really happy with that. And I think that it does mean that even when they're going into a third period down a couple goals, we aren't going to turn it off the way we used to. And as Brian used the word proud earlier, I'm really happy and proud as a Kraken fan that I feel that way. You know what I mean? It feels really, really nice. Michael, I grew up an Avalanche fan, hating the Red Wings. I still hate the Red Wings. This one feels good. What a rivalry back in the day, Michael. Yes, I think just about anybody you had to play in the Western Conference all those years, right, back in the day, everybody hated the Red Wings and all the winning that they did. So it's just one of those, whenever you beat the Red Wings, it just feels good. It feels right and feels good. Teresa, nice comeback. It was Striatic. Yeah. So the Kraken won, but more importantly, only allowed 24 shots. That's team ID, baby. And Brian with the follow-up, shot suppression. That is right. It is all about the shot suppression. Kraken getting it done on this one. Grubauer, I mean, what was it, like 3 goals in that first period? 3 shots on goal in that first period, it felt like. It was very, very low. Really, really happy with that. RJ there, so excited to join you guys heading in for media now. I can only imagine how electric Climate Pledge must have been tonight. I'm sure we're going to hear all about that when RJ joins us in a little bit. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Tyler Larson, new career high in goals. I like it. That's right. Got the jersey. Get the 6 in there. Is it the right way around? Hopefully. Yeah, it's so good. Hunter, trade Gio tomorrow and the weekend will be complete. If that trade is coming, like we think it's coming, it's got to be tomorrow or first half of Monday. It's going to be very interesting. I'm sure we're going to talk about that more later on. But yes, they're kind of running out of time, running out of trade partners too. That being said, based on all the other deals, I really, really like what those returns are. I think that those look promising for what Ron Francis will be able to do with Gio. Ty, my lady walks in and Detroit scores. She sits by me and they score again. I give her money to go get food. Not even 2 steps out the door. And Lars, I kept her away the rest of the period. You got to do what you got to do sometimes, right? As sports fans, we know how this works. It's one of those things. There have been plenty of times where either myself or a member of my family, friend, has done something as silly as, like leaving a room, leaving the house, going and doing something just because that's what works. Whether, get scientific about it and talk about how it doesn't really make a difference. But the bottom line is we all know that it does make a difference. And then Ty, Coach sounds fine, or Couch sounds fine for me. Let's see. Absurdly saying, I deserve a point for Larson's goal. It happened literally seconds after I tweeted that I'd be happy for just one. So there we go. Absurdly saying, also getting some credit on that one, getting it done for us. And the jersey helped too, I think. just a little. I think we all really helped make this one happen. Is basically what I'm taking away from this. Is that this was a real group effort on everybody's part. I'm really happy about that. Schultz, Kraken need to decline penalties. They really do. It's terrible. Like, why? The first period was the perfect example. They have all this momentum. They're just cruising, going. Everything's great. And then power play, and it just all stops. And they'll pass it around, and Detroit can, clear it. And then they'll have an issue entering the zone. And then maybe they'll get back into the zone, but they'll make a bad pass, and they'll clear it. And it's just like, oh my gosh, it's amazing how boring and slow Kraken games get when the Kraken get up power play. I do not understand it at all, but it is just the way it's been this year. It is absolutely brutal. And then to finish 0-4 tonight, I believe was the end, or did they get a fifth one in there? But it should be, I think, 0-4. Yeah, no, 0-5 on the power play tonight, and that's with 59 seconds of 5-on-3. If anything's going to change next season, it has to be that. Because the amount of 1-goal games that they've lost this year have been decided because they've gone, 0-3, 0-4 on the power play. It's been a big problem. Ty, Jersey Showcase time, Canada. Nope, it was Larson. It was always going to be Larson, Ty. Come on. Alex, the Great Pumpkin scores twice. Oh, I love it, Alex, bringing that out there with the nice little jack-lantern. Yeah, no, Gord is on fire right now. I'm telling you, he is just done. He is like, no, this is not what I came here for. This is not what I signed up for. This is, I'm gonna bring some of that winning spirit that I had in Tampa and was surrounded by and everything. I'm gonna bring it here, and I'm telling you, it's gonna make a big difference next season. It's gonna be a big difference next season. Let's see. Gregory, that was a great third period. It really was. Just so happy with that one. It was so good. One of their better periods. And that's after they played a fantastic first period that arguably was, well, it might not have been better on paper, analytically wise, but it was very, very good. But we won. That is right. Reading ID so close to that historic first Gordie Howe hat trick for Larson was very, very close. That would have been fun to see tonight. Lindsay, I ate some cookie dough right before the go-ahead goal for the Kraken to celebrate them tying it at 2. So I think I need to take one for the team and eat more cookie dough for more Kraken goals. Lol. Oh, how sad for you, Lindsay. Gonna have to go eat more cookie dough. I weep for you. If only we should all be so lucky. But yes, it does sound like that needs to continue. Let's see. Aaron, breaking, winning is fun. It is, right? We forget with these gaps between wins, and sometimes very lengthy ones. But yes, it is a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun when you can come back and do it the way they did tonight. Ty, large jersey, even better. Yep, that's right. Tyler, I was praying for bad Ned performance. Instead, he looked like God, and Vasilevsky had a baby, and that's what he came from. It could have been, we could have scored 6+ tonight, easy. He was good, but also even in that first period, I don't know how much of it was him. He was just kind of getting lucky. There was a couple of those that got past him and they just died, in the crease. They just stopped. I was like, did he spray stickum back there? What is going on? It was just classic Kraken puck luck being unbelievably terrible after 63 games of it now. I remember doing these post games 10, 15, 20 games into the season, telling everybody, hey, look, okay, it's just some bad puck luck. It's going to turn around. Larger sample size, all that stuff. It always does. It just somehow managed to not do that. I've never seen a team so unlucky when it comes to bounces and everything. I don't know. It's been wild, but all I can think is next year it's going to, the pendulum's going to swing the other way, and we're just going to, we're going to win 82 games. Let's be real. Lindsay, loved the Larson Fleury D pairing tonight. Fleury gets to be free to pinch in and flash his offensive prowess while Larson covers and is a rock in his own zone. Yes, it worked very, very well tonight. We saw Fleury work very well in the offensive zone, getting down deep. There was a couple times where it was like, whoa, is he back on the wing for this shift or something? But no, it as you point out, it was just because he was free to take those opportunities, and Larson handled everything on the back end. It worked out really, really nicely. That is definitely something that I want to see moving forward. With Gio gonna be out of the lineup the rest of the year, I think that's gonna be something to look forward to. And again, we're all starting to put one eye towards next season when it comes to some of this stuff. Maybe that becomes a good pairing for next year too. Hunter figuring it out. Okay, calm down, Dylan. It's possible, Hunter. You can figure it out 63 games into the season. Lars Fleury is great. Really opens up Fleury in the offensive zone. Yep, Ty picking up on that too. Fleury was dynamic tonight. Glad everybody's on board with that because, yes, it was very, very good. Enjoyed that. Really hope we see it. And there's no reason not to think to think that we won't moving forward. Jagar went 3 for 3 for my teams today. Munich soccer team won, Mets won, and Kraken won the NHL. Congrats, Jagar. That's a nice day to be having. Kraken Hawk, comeback, Kraken assemble. What an effort. Was that the first come from behind win in franchise history? I don't believe it was. I know we've had this conversation before with some comebacks, but you were forgiven for it feeling like that, given how few and far between they are, considering how few and far between the wins sometimes are for this team. But it was very, very good. Lindsay reminds me a bit of the Leafs Riley Brody pairing, where Riley gets to be the roving D man while Brody is his babysitter and breaks up the 2-on-1s to bail out his partner. Yeah, that's a good comp. I like that, the Morgan Riley TJ Brody thing. And I remember when they brought in Brody basically to do that, and kind of how that really opened things up for Riley again. Like, he had kind of been shoved into a box, I feel like, and it really did a lot for him. And so I would love to see kind of that resurgence and newfound confidence and stuff in Fleury if he continues to play with Larson and the dynamic continues to go in that direction. Striatic, all 3 non-empty net goals had for the Kraken happened while I was tucking my kid into bed. All right, see, so we're all seeing the pattern here. We're all going to have to pull this out on Tuesday, try to make it all happen again against Arizona. And a reminder for anybody who is a patron at the top tier, that will be a live commentary game. So if you are, Striatic, you're there for some of those, I think, and you're just going to have to tuck your kid into bed for the whole game. Find a way to make that happen. Read lots and lots of stories. Lindsay, not going to lie, I had Tankathon open during the second intermission, but so glad I got to close that tab before the dance party. Woohoo. Yes, no, I am not surprised, for one. And let's see if we can get these to work here real quick, Lindsay, for the dance party, because I did promise this for the next win. I was able to get some stuff. We'll see how good it works here. Get some confetti. That's pretty fun, right? For the win and the dance party. It's not quite like disco lights and everything like we were hoping for, but get some fun confetti. That's pretty cool. And then how about this to go with the confetti? Some fireworks for the win. That's always fun, right? Fireworks launching out of my Larson jersey. That looks pretty good. So yes, it's been so awesome. Love it so much, having this and being able to share all this with you after wins like this. That's a fun firework there. Oh, so good. Ty, the thing with Gord is you see him and the players around him. Where did this Blackwell come from? Yanni's influence, my dude. That line has been unbelievable. Again, line that gives us confidence moving forward into next season. I think that's going to be a really dominant second line. And then you're going to have, McCann center, probably whatever big name free agent they bring in. We know, we've talked about it many times now. Ron Francis is going to be aggressive this offseason. So we'll see who he brings in. Got to think that they'll be on the first line. But having that Gord, Blackwell, Appleton, assuming they re-sign him, and Blackwell, assuming they re-sign him too, having that line as your second line, you could do so much worse in this NHL. And given what they bring for this team on nights like tonight, where you're entering a third period down by a couple goals, and you just trust and that they're going to get it done. I even said going into the third period, I was like, if anybody's going to do something, it's going to be Yanni Gord. Like, that's just how it happens. Maybe I should have shown more faith in my guy Larson, but But it is the way it is, and you're right. Yanni's influence is I think it's even more far-reaching than just on his line. Tyler, do you think Gio could get at least a first-round pick in a trade after seeing the returns for the other defensemen? I really hope so. RJ and I texted about it earlier, kind of like what we'd consider a win and a good return, and we both agreed just a first. Really, I think to ask for more than that might stretch it given his age. Like, Lindholm obviously fetched a bunch more because Boston was able to re-sign him to a nice long extension afterwards. So it wasn't just like you were trading for a rental in that situation. I think if the Kraken get back a first, we're all going to be happy with that. That's kind of what we all wanted and, low key expecting. So I think that would be really nice. I think anything less than that is kind of a failure. Anything more than that, I don't know that we really have a reasonable expectation of there being something more than that. But I think a first is where we should all set our expectations. It's at least where RJ and I are setting our expectations and kind of our barometer of success. Let's see. Greg Dunn said post game that was the craziest crowd I've ever experienced. I mean, I'm sure it was. It was kind of hard to tell on the broadcast everything, I'm really, really excited to hear what RJ has to say about him because it seems kind of off the rails. Lindsay, Jared McCann jersey is ordered and in the mail, but after a night like tonight, I need to resist the urge to add a Yanni Gourde jersey to my collection for the sake of my bank account, lol. I feel you, Lindsay. It is hard not to just get one of everybody. Let's be real, right? We all want just to have an entire closet full of Kraken jerseys, but I get it, and hope you enjoy the McCann jersey. Ty, the house was rocking. Can't wait for April 1st and April 9th when I'll be back. Climate Pledge Arena. Fair warning to those who know. Yes, it's going to be good to have you back up there, Ty. Happy for you. Get to enjoy those. Michael, returns on Lindholm and Sherratt were great for geo value, but still not sure I trust Ron when it comes to trades after the expansion draft, though Cali trade was solid. Yeah, I think looking at his resume from Carolina, the Cali trade, all that other stuff, I really think that the expansion draft is going to look more and more like an outlier experience. I think the way it all kind of came together and was kind of very... I mean, there wasn't a lot of time between when the lists were put out and then the Kraken had to be drafting, and then the window for negotiations was not very large there, and I think that there was just a different expectation from Seattle, based off of what Vegas had been able to do that just wasn't really there around the league. So I think that's going to be one where more and more we're going to look at it and just go, okay, that was just kind of its own unique thing. It was just kind of whacked out for whatever reason, but moving forward, everything's gonna go well, and I think the return he's going to get for Gio is going to be good. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes. I guess Toronto really is the one spot that we knew was interested. Them and the Rangers kind of. I know Carolina was poking around, but Carolina said definitively they will not be trading a first this year. Next year they don't have their one this year, and that's why they won't be trading their first next year. So if the return is going to be a first, it's Carolina's out and Boston's now out. So I think that's going to be the only thing that could get in the way, is just maybe there's not enough suitors left. Harley B just joined in. How is everyone reviewing the comments? Hell yeah for the W. Great to have you here, Harley, as always. Lindsay, the awful power play in PK really indicates there's some issue on the coaching staff to me. Totally wasted that 5-on-3 after the timeout, too. Yeah, if there's a change to the coaching staff in the offseason, for sure it's going to involve at least one of the assistants in relation to special teams. Right, we can we can have the endless Hackstall debate and go back and forth on that one, but I do think that the special teams has to be addressed in the offseason. I don't see any way around that, and I think that that's reasonable to expect that. Or even if it's not necessarily a change in the coaching staff, an assistant coach or anything, the strategy around it, everything around it has to be revamped and rethought and retooled and all that stuff during the off season, where you have time to really kind of try to break it down and figure out what you want to do. because it's just been so bad and it's been such an issue for them in games. I mean, it's the one thing we can point to more than anything and say that cost them the win tonight, that cost them the win tonight, that cost them the win tonight. And the fact that we can do that for so many losses this season speaks volumes. Hunter, I'll be at the next Kraken game in Arizona. Hopefully the third time is the charm. That's what we're all hoping for, Hunter. We cannot lose 3 games in one season to Arizona. It just cannot happen. Let's see. From Hydra here, Callie got his first point of Flames jersey tonight on a Hanfin goal. Happy for Callie. I know he was kind of robbed in that last game. Almost got a goal. Striatic, I love the apparent half of Climate Pledge Arena and Red Wings apparel went home sad tonight. Sheesh, they had a massive fan turnout, but it didn't matter. Maybe the Kraken converted some. I'd love if the Kraken converted some, but yeah, I mean, Red Wings are one of those teams where no matter where you go in the NHL, there are Red Wings fans there, and they do show up, and they get loud and they get obnoxious because they are Red Wings fans and the history of that club and all that stuff that they love to remind you about. So yes, it's, as I was saying earlier, it's always great to get a win over the Red Wings. It's always great to get a win in front of a bunch of Red Wings fans too. I think that plays a role in it as well. RJ here joining us. Adam Larson again rocking the deep V. Love it, love it. So the Kraken need to continue to do the right things going forward. This is something that needs to be the standard. It just can't be it can't just be a one night thing. Love that the deep V is back and involved. Ooh, so excited about that. Ty, how deep is the deep V? I know we're gonna have to ask RJ that one. Kraken Huck, I had my neighbor over to watch his first hockey game. I picked a good one. He went home wanting to watch more games and was talking about getting a jersey. That is awesome, Kraken Huck. Thanks so much for growing the fan base, growing not just the Kraken fan base, but the game of hockey as a whole. And yes, picked a hell of a game to have him over for. That is awesome. Lindsay, record-breaking season for goals for Larson equals record-breaking deep V. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how low it goes. Let's see. LB, love the win. I'm just waiting for Larson to wear a sensible cardigan with only the bottom button secured for the deepest V. Love it, LB. That would be something. That is for sure. Stu, Flames won. Flames 1-2. All right, good for you, Stu there. Striatic, I think we have 2 games coming up against Vegas, and I've never wanted a team to miss the playoffs so bad. Maybe that makes me a bad person, but the Kraken can play serious spoiler if they can win. That is completely true, Striatic. I think I'm right there with you. I think it would be nice to kind of give those Vegas fans a dose of, what just about every other NHL team has to deal with at some point, which is missing the playoffs, having a rough season. It feels kind of bad that part of that's because so many guys have been injured for them. That sucks. I'm never in favor of guys getting hurt for any reason, but if Vegas happens to miss the playoffs, I'm not going to be shedding any tears. Also, before those Vegas games, RJ and I are going to have some surprises for everybody when it comes to those Vegas games, so stay tuned for that. Ty, I was about 15 seconds ahead of Lars going stick side, lol. I just tweeted that Ned was solid on the glove and we should try stick side. Schwartzy beat him on the glove after, though. Yeah, I think Nedeljkovic got worn out, and like I said, even during the first period, he was getting lucky more than he was making it happen himself, in my opinion. Like, his form was not great tonight. He was allowing rebounds a lot, some very juicy rebounds. The Kraken just couldn't quite get him. Even his side-to-side movement was okay, I really think that's where the puck luck hurt the Kraken more so at the beginning rather than Nedeljkovic kind of stealing it. Nedeljkovic is a goalie, I think, that gets lucky a lot of the time. Same thing happened in Carolina for him too. And going back to the Flint Firebirds and the Plymouth Whalers before that, like at it was Plymouth, right? And then they turned into the Flint Firebirds, something like that. It's just, yeah. He's just kind of always been that guy. He just seems to get lucky sometimes. Either that or he's just kind of, his form is just to kind of look like a flopping fish. when things get hectic in front of him. I don't know. I've been a fan of his too. I'm not like saying any of this like negatively. It's just kind of the way he's been. Lindsay, did you all see that weird backward zone entry where Blackwell ended up on his butt on the ice? I think it was in the first period. I laughed so hard. Of course it was Blackwell. That was so Blackwell from Ty there. Both feet stopped. Lol. Yeah, it happens. It happens, and if it's gonna happen, it's gonna be Blackwell, as we know. It is pretty funny. Lindsay, you need to get the I Love Yanni Gord hat. Yes, everybody loving the confetti. Glad. Yes, you need the fairy horn for super chats. That would be good, Ty. If we could figure that one out. I'm gonna say it too. Wenny on a tear as of late. Noticed him a bunch tonight. Also, welcome back, Vince Dunn. That's from Ty. Yeah, Wenberg played pretty decent game tonight. Dunn looked good as well. It was all solid. And then Brian coming in with the super chat. Here we go. These are the games, the moments that matter when growing a brand. We'll remember when Ned stood on his head in the third. We knocked him on his tail. Gord, Schwartz, Gruby, happy for Fleury, proud of the Kraken, and ECH. Thanks so much, Brian, as always, for the super chat. Really appreciate it. And yes, I agree with everything you're saying there. These are the moments that we'll remember. Looking back at this first season, not maybe as many highlights as we would have wanted or expected, but there are nights like tonight, and it makes them that much more special too, and it's really nice. And yes, as Greg puts it right there, Brian, as always, gets it. I agree with that one there, Greg. Let's see, where was I up here? Lindsay, Philip Forsberg scored tonight to be the all-time Preds leading goal scorer. Imagine if Ronnie gets him on the Kraken free agency. I really want them to. I really would love if the Kraken got Forsberg, because that's just what he does. He just scores. He's just a built-in 30, 35 goal scorer every year, regardless of who he's playing with, what he's doing. His shot is just that good. And the places in which he'll decide to shoot, I think, catch goalies off guard sometimes. And it's really, he's just so good. Ty, I have a Forsberg jersey from 1996. Yeah, you'll see if you could repurpose that one, Ty, if we were able to make that happen. Hockey Bomb here. Lindsay convinced ECH to make the gorgeous goal t-shirt. That's a good one, Hockey Mom. Lindsay, Hockey Mom, I love that. You think I have the final say over merch, lol. You should convince your son to get on that ASAP. I definitely need some Gord merch. Yes, we got to get on the we need to get on the Gord merch. You're right. We are slacking in that department. And then, oh gosh, here my mom chiming in too, making the rare appearance. Maybe the Great Pumpkin shirt. I don't know, Mom. We'll have to see. That one might run into some copyright issues. That would be the only thing there, I think, we might have to deal with. All right, RJ is ready to join us, so going to pop over, bring him in, get to hear all about how things looked and sounded and were awesome at Climate Pledge Arena tonight, and then answer our questions about just how deep that V was on Adam Larson tonight. So one quick second, everybody. We will be right back. All right, RJ, what a comeback win. We've all been dying to know, just how lit up was Climate Pledge Arena. Oh no, can't hear you. Nope. No, can't hear you. Oh no. It was that loud, was it? I know. All right, here. I'll put back up the loading screen. We'll see if we can figure this out real quick. Let's see. All right, we should be able to hear you now, RJ.
Yes, just like that game started slow, but we're gonna finish strong.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. All right, so how amazing was it to be in that building tonight?
It was incredible, the atmosphere. I don't know what it's been about these last two games, but just the crowd, the noise level, the energy has just been at a whole nother level, since that Tampa game and especially tonight. And honestly, yes, there were a lot of Red Wings fans in the building. I thought tonight that made it even better. You could see the swings of momentum happening among the crowd and everything, and there was really this back and forth that just created this cool, unique atmosphere. I mean, growing up, I remember going to a lot of Sharks Kings games in LA, and those crowds, for those early games were kind of like 50-50. And it was so fun,
Mm-hmm.
seeing the back and forth and everything. And it just felt like that tonight. Just awesome atmosphere.
Awesome, yes, and then of course the comeback, and the fact that this feels more like a regular occurrence and something that can happen on any given night. Like we're starting to get that confidence in the boys.
Exactly. And even in the second intermission, as much as everyone was kind of down, I even posted the Shane Wright scouting video because I figured let's be optimistic
Mm-hmm.
here. I still felt like the Kraken had a chance to win. I even kind of followed up my tweet with that, like, look, this is a winnable game. I mean, if they
Yeah.
just play the way they have been, it's within reach. And I never felt like it was totally, again, out of their grasp. And they took it. And we've seen in these, past few weeks where the Kraken, if they're down by a lot, they'll score that first one and it just lights a fire under everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that really came into effect tonight.
Yeah, I agree with that. Going back over to Oh, one last thing we want to know: how deep
Yeah.
was the V on Alan Larson's V neck?
Oh, it was pretty deep tonight. I tell you, it even went past the Seattle, letters on the shirt. I mean, it was, down. It was pretty deep.
There we go. It deserved to be setting a new season high goals mark for him. Awesome. Geo Show, many of the trades going on have picks for next year's draft instead of this year's. Is that just because of this year's class, or is it a new trend? I think it's partly a little bit of both. I think some of it has been teams have been trading future first, so that's somewhat catching up. They don't necessarily have picks this year. That's happened a couple times to some teams. Otherwise, I think this is still all leftover of the pandemic shortened seasons for a lot of the prospects from last year. The fact that teams maybe still aren't entirely sure of what they're looking at. Some teams, they don't feel comfortable with it because you're really only looking at this year's tape. You don't have 2 years worth of major junior tape per se to be looking at, and that might just worry some of them.
Yeah, agreed. I think that's a good assessment.
The other thing has just also been certainly at the top of this class, they've all kind of disappointed based off expectations. Shane Wright has certainly disappointed and left the door open for a lot of players, and no one has really stepped up. And that's, I think, something that a lot of scouts have been talking about. And if you go and look at any of the mock drafts, all the mock drafts will say that too. A lot of the guys that were supposed to be good this year, just none of them have kind of stepped up and seized that opportunity. So
Yeah.
that might have something to do with it as well. Reading ID, I was waiting for Dylan's reaction to the deep V and didn't disappoint. Lol. Glad I lived up to the hype and the expectations there. Reading ID. Striatic, part of the problem on the power play is just that this team isn't great at rapid puck movement. They've improved a little over the year, but individual passing skills aren't the team's strength, in my humble opinion. Power play is just so bad, RJ. But I think Striatic's onto something there. They get so slow, and I talked about this earlier. That first period, Kraken have all this momentum. They are just pouring on the pressure, endless amounts of pressure. They get a power play, game basically stops.
Yep. And I don't know why it just switches just like that. I mean, it's like a switch going on. And I think, I don't know, maybe you overthink it. Maybe, certainly on the 5-on-3 with the timeout, I think they may have overthought it. Also, again, I want to know what they drew up there because it didn't look like they drew. What was the plan? There
I
didn't look like any kind of plan. The idea is you want to draw something up, put something on the whiteboard, and then put it into action there. And they were all just standing around like they didn't know what was going on. So I don't know.
yeah, it's special teams is just such a mess right now. I was saying earlier, RJ, that is the one thing that has to be changed in the offseason. I think that's the one thing we know will be changed in the offseason.
Yes.
Uh,
Yep. Agreed.
Lindsay's 100 100% with Striatic. Vegas is the team I dislike the most in the West. I think they are the true Kraken rival in my book. Yes, we were talking about RJ looking ahead to a couple Vegas games. Try to play spoiler, keep them out of the playoffs.
Yep, I know that should be really fun, and they are desperate for wins right now. Going to be
Yes.
some fun spoiler games.
Yep, and I teased that we've got some stuff going on potentially for those
Okay, I was
two.
wondering if you
Yeah,
said anything.
I
Yep,
did.
that'll be fun.
Yep. Greg, please tell me there is zero chance that Geo just won't get traded at all, or it will be for like a third rounder. You want to take this one, RJ? Have you been hearing anything being around, in the building the last couple days?
No, everyone's pretty tight-lipped about all that stuff. I mean, we all know Gio's very likely to get traded. I would put it as close to 100% as you're going to get. The fact that he sat out these last couple games, I mean, talking to him, it seems like he knows he's gone. And yeah, they're going to move him. As for the return, again, can't guarantee anything. We don't know what the trade market is, but I would hope, given the recent trades that we've seen, they could get at least a first. And Ron Francis, as much as during the expansion draft, he may have stuck to his prices and gotten burned. I just don't see him doing that here.
Agreed. And shout out to Sergeant Pickles for the super chat. ECH dance party. I chose wisely. There you go. Thanks so much, Sergeant Pickles, for the super chat, as always. And then Ty, Lars' shirt could have a dashed line from neck to the upper chest. Cut here for full Lars energy. There's some killer face shots of him yelling, add in the deep V instructions, and unleash. Like that idea for Ty. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
And then, all right, we got another one from Brian, another super chat from Brian. When RJ got his Gord jersey, we all thought of a game like tonight. Also, I'd expect to see more efforts like this. Who wants a contract? Who wants to be here? Show up or shove off. Hockey moms are the best, like the stream. Love it, Brian.
That's a great super chat. And yeah, exactly. Like, this is the kind of Yanni Gord performance we had in mind. Takes a puck to the face. And Hackstall even mentioned after the game he might have a little trouble seeing out of that eye tomorrow. But of course, he's not going to let that stop him. And Hackstall said too, if you think that Yanni is going to maybe take his foot off the gas a little bit after the trade deadline, season's winding down, then you don't know what you're talking about, because there is nothing in his DNA that will allow him to do that. He is full on all the time.
Yeah, I said it earlier. I think this is the Yanni that we're going to see a lot of next year. Like the Yanni who's just kind of done with the losing now and wants to change things. Like he's going to want next season to be different. As much as he wants games like tonight to be different and change them on the fly, like he's going to do that all of next season, I think. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. And the tired of losing thing, I think it's worth bringing up, because we got Adam Larson, for media availability afterward. And that was really kind of the tone from him. It wasn't even, it's great to get this win. We love it. It was, we were sick of losing. We wanted to go out there and change that. And they did. But it was interesting to kind of hear that tone. We're all happy celebrating. It's like, this needs to be the standard. We got to do this every game and play this well.
Yeah. Stu, I'd set your expectations lower and be happy if you get a first for Gio. He's old and has had better days. He's a rental for who gets him. Kraken probably have to swallow some of his contract too. All right, they for sure are going to retain 50% of his salary. That's 1,000% known, just like all these rentals have been. That being said, look at the rest of the market. I don't see why a first would be considered an unrealistic expectation for Gio. I know that the return for Lindholm was more because they were going to re-sign him, but that's why that was a first and 2 seconds, right? I think it's I was told everybody earlier, RJ, that you and I had texted and both kind of set as a first kind of by itself as what we think is a success and a reasonable expectation.
Yep, agreed. And you look at the Lindholm trade, it's a lot more than a first. 2 seconds on top of it, and that's that's more than the Yarncroke return. Right. That's a lot, and 2 prospects on top of it as well. 2 players. So, there's a lot there.
Right. And is Giroux a rental? Yeah, I think
so. Giroux's a rental.
Yeah. See, and they rentals fetch a lot. Paul Gostad got a first as a rental at a deadline, for crying out loud. So it's
and the Flyers had no leverage. Giroux let it be known that he only would go to the Panthers. So
I think we can still expect a first. Not guaranteeing anything, of course. We're not in a position to do that, but I think we can expect it. Greg Bryan, as always, gets it. Yeah, we read that. Striatic, Philip Forsberg's mustache is looking so good right now. I want that cookie duster on our team so bad. Yes, new all-time leading scorer, Nashville Predator history. Goal scorer there, RJ.
Yes, they had the highlights from that one up on in the press room as we were waiting to get Haxtell. So I watched some of that, and yeah, the mustache is looking great.
Awesome. All right, got Scott coming in here. At the second break, Detroit TV interviewed Mel Pearson, Michigan, who said Matty is now twice the player he was when Seattle drafted him. Quote, he does it all. They're going to like what they see. I mean, we've been liking what we've seen already from him. But yes, yep. I mean, I think that fits with what we've seen, right? Going back to last year in the scouting report video I did for him before the draft. He had all the intangibles. He had the defense. He had the high motor. He had the skating. It was just what was missing. Really, his passing was there. It was just missing the shot. And he worked on that. He talked about how much he worked on that over this offseason. He knew that's what he was missing. And credit to him. He worked on it, and he somehow got that thing to elite level in one offseason. Incredible.
It's amazing. And that's what the best players can do. Pick a part of their game and focus on it and improve it. And, I'm sure that's not the last part of his game he's going to do that with. He's got a lot of time over his career, with Seattle, I think, to work on and just make himself a better and better player.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so awesome. It's going to be so great when we get him in there. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Got a super chat from Mark. Fireworks and confetti for everyone. Yes, I can't do the fireworks and confetti with RJ here on the screen too, though. That's the one
Sorry,
flaw
guys.
in all this. I'll work on that for next time. Let's see. But thanks for the super chat, Mark. And then let's see, where are we? Hunter, anything less than a first for Gio is a failure in my book. I think a lot of us are kind of in that boat. It's certainly given what
I would agree with that.
Given what everybody else has gotten, it's what can be expected.
Yeah.
Stratic left side Ponger is elite. Yes, on the Pong. Ty, no, can't hear him. Lindsay, I like this one. Oh no, RJ lost at Pong, so now he's not allowed to come off mute.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yep. Everybody cheering on the right side, hoping that they can make a comeback in the Pong game. Brian,
Awesome.
RJ.
I love that Pong intro.
I know. RJ, he's just that soft-spoken guy.
Yeah, I know. People do joke about me being quiet sometimes in the media room. So There's that.
Valentina, I didn't go to the game tonight because tickets were unnaturally expensive. What a game to be cheap.
I know, right?
It's those Detroit fans. We talked about it earlier. They show up everywhere, and that's what happened tonight.
Yeah, in these games against original six teams, you're going to see the ticket prices go way up, and yeah, that's why.
Yeah. But yes, I mean, if you were in the building, you got quite the show. Stu, I'd say a first for Gio is not going to happen. Wow. Stu really doubling down on that one. Alex, glad it seems like buying that Gore jersey day one was a prudent investment. Yes, it was. I think that was a very good one. Stu, Brian buying shots tonight. Well, yeah. And Brian agreeing there. Ty, I got my Gore jersey from Climate Pledge Arena night one. Lowell had to go back a couple weeks later to get the A on it. Good on you, Ty, for getting that done. And glad you've been enjoying it. Oh, does yours not have it?
No, it doesn't, because it was before they announced the captains and alternates.
Yeah.
I got it the day one that they had them out. So I know you've got the A on yours. How about that? First game, rocking this one. It's like Brian's Donato jersey magic. One game, one goal.
Oh, we went over everybody. Ty, Lindsay,
so
many people. We were all doing different things when the Kraken started this turnaround. It's some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where were we?
Actually, in the second intermission, I started digging into the press box pizza. Mm-hmm. I got it in the second intermission. Had a couple slices, and then when they tied 2-2, I went back, grabbed a third slice.
There you go.
So
there you go. So you need to demand the press box pizza next time. And
really next time you're up here.
Yes, please. And we'll make that happen. Stratic, I worry a bit with Gio that as much as LDs have come off the board, suitors for left defensemen have also come off the board. If only want a team that really wants him, we're playing chicken. I think we will lose if only one team really wants him. I don't know. That's certainly the way it plays out in something like the expansion draft. I don't know that it plays out that way at trade deadline time. Like,
right. I think teams are more desperate, and also I think luckily this year you have one more team that wants a good left-handed D than there are available. I think Geo's the last one left, and you've got the Rangers and you've got the Blues who both still want one, and I think they're going to be competing for them. Sorry, in the Leafs.
Yeah, I
think you got 3.
I think there's some stuff in there. All right, here comes Stu again. You ready for this, RJ?
Yes.
He's 38. I'm a Flames fan. His best days were a few years back. And look, hey, I'm not trying to argue that point with you, Stu, at all. Like, I think we all know
exactly.
We all know and agree on those things. I just think trade deadline prices are just what they are. And then finally from Stu, if he generates a first, I'll donate some money for a haircut for you, lol.
So there you go, putting his money where his mouth is. All right, we'll see. We'll hold you to that one.
Yep, we will see, Stu. It's gonna be fun. And yeah, RJ, go ahead and make an appointment with your barber now.
Yep. Yeah. Next visit home, you know how it works.
yes. Because no way this flow's getting trimmed. I just trimmed it like a week ago.
There you go.
What are you talking about? I need a haircut. Ty, if Seattle can only play 40, that was a good way to do it. If Seattle can only play 40, that was a good way to do
40
it.
40 minutes of the game.
Oh, yes. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how it was? Second period was our period, and then we decided, that's not enough to get it done, so we shifted and made it our worst period.
There you go. Exactly.
It's perfect. Lindsay, my prediction for the Geo trade could be way off. A 3-team trade to retain half his salary, and Toronto gives up a first, third, and seventh. Maybe wishful thinking, but Leafs need a D-man more than picks. I agree with the Leafs' needs there. I mean, their window is now they have to go for it, and I do think that maybe that is what's taking a little longer. We talked about on the podcast yesterday, the Red Glare podcast, RJ, about how the Leafs really, even if Seattle retains half the salary, it would still be really tough for Toronto to make it all work contract-wise. So yes, maybe part of the problem and what's holding it up is getting a third team involved.
Right, and just kind of sorting out the logistics of that. And also, I just think the Lindholm deal was holding everything up. I think there were multiple suitors for him, so that's probably what's doing it. But yeah, I could see a cap broker get involved there. It's a shame that Kraken can't kind of be their own cap broker. I know that's something they're interested in, but yeah, can't do it twice on your own guy.
Yeah, unfortunately. You can't trade him to Toronto, trade him back, retain more, then trade him back to Toronto again. Doesn't work that way. You're telling me Gary Bettman would have a problem with something like that? Don't believe it.
Might frown upon that.
Stratic, I think the Manson deal is close to the return Geo will bring. If it's a first, it'll be a first and not much else, if anything. I agree. Like I was saying, me and RJ, just a first, no prospect, no additional picks. Like, I think that's the sweet spot where it makes sense for everybody involved, and it just feels kind of right.
Yeah, and again, if the prospect is right, like with Ellison there, a former second-round pick, then maybe a mid-second and a prospect is even better, depending on who the prospect is.
Agreed. I'm Beans1. Hey, big fan, guys. Good work, big fan. I wish I could talk hockey like you guys. Hey, stick around on Beans. You'll start talking hockey like us. No time.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Ty, they will do it for free, RJ, the A. Maybe wait till he's the C, though, lol. That
that's the thing. I might want to wait till after training camp there.
Yeah. Braun, hey boys, making my monthly appearance, lol. How have things been? Is Lauzon still doo-doo? I feel like he's been better lately, or maybe I'm just used to him. How close is the race for the first overall pick? The race is close for the first overall pick, Braun. That's starting to be
very close.
If you pay attention to one thing.
Yeah, the Kraken actually moved into last place right before this game started, now moved out of last place, so it's neck and neck.
Yeah, but Montreal's got some games in hand on us. That's the thing to keep track of, too.
Yep, they do have a game in hand.
Yes, but no, Lauzon has played way better. We haven't called him out in a long time, and it's really good.
No, we haven't.
And glad you're here with us, Braun, as always. Sasquatch NHL, despite their power play being pretty bad, you gotta love seeing the Kraken stick with it and not give up. What a great comeback win tonight. Yeah, love it, love the stick-to-itiveness of this team, RJ.
Oh, that word. Yes, though, I What was the other one I heard last night? Resiliency.
Yes.
There
I was
you
gonna
go.
say there's a reason
Yep, we love it.
I used every other superlative and adjective earlier for it, but I
Mhm.
made sure to save that one for when you were with us on the broadcast. Don't
Yes, well,
worry.
thank you very much. Thank you for saving that one. I appreciate it.
Stu coming back here. Also, looks like my prediction of over under on wins of 20 is in jeopardy.
Hmm.
It-
Think they
yeah,
might just hit the over.
I think so. What did we set the over? I think
You
I did.
better.
I think I did. I think I did 22 and a half. It still wasn't
Yep.
very high.
Yep.
Up to 19, everybody, for those that want that. Reading ID. Know some folks who met Lauzon at an autograph session and said how nice he is. Definitely quieted our Lauzon as talking in the group chat. Yeah, again, I think all these guys really nice guys. It's just kind of the way it is. But yes, I did see some of the stuff from that autograph session. Seemed like everybody really enjoyed it, and you seemed great with the kids and everything.
Yeah, he really was. And I was just kind of standing around there, talking to some people right next to the autograph session. He was so great with the kids. I mean, like, I think there's a good reason they chose him to be the guy to do the kids' autograph session. Like, he was, just natural fit for it.
Yeah, and that's always great to see. Ty, Tanev, and Gio first in line to greet the boys coming off the ice. Love to hear that.
Yeah, the fist bumps, that was great.
Mm-hmm.
How about Tanev's hat?
Oh, I didn't see
He had
it.
a cool hat on. Yeah.
All right.
Go back, take a look at it.
I will. Braun, also not to get sappy, but I truly appreciate you two. You take my Kraken fandom and make it a fun community that's dynamic and fun and alive, even in these times, informative and positive while real. Oh, Braun, you're going to make me tear up here.
Come on.
I know, you can't
Thank
do
you,
that.
Braun.
But really appreciate the kind words, as always. Valentina, I'm planning to wait for the C. There you go. Ty agreeing with Braun. Lindsay, every time I think about Brandon Tanev being back in the lineup, I get even more excited for next season. Him and Gord are going to be insanely fun to watch flying around the ice next year. I know, I think that's something we all kind of let slip from time to time. Is like, oh yeah, Tanev. Remember how great he was and how much fun he was and all that he was bringing to this team? We get that again.
Exactly. It's going to be great. And, you see the difference game to game that he would make in a lot of different moments, in these games. And we're going to have that back next season.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really awesome. Let's see, Tyler, did I see Wenny Boy get an assist tonight? I mean, wow, he made an appearance tonight. We talked about him earlier. He did make an appearance, kind of continued where he had left off. He's been a lot better since we called him out.
Yep, he has, and even missing some games in between. Just good to see him actually back in the lineup.
Yeah, no, it's been good. And again, let's focus on those kinds of things and try to carry it forward into the off season and carry that all then into next season. I think that's good, and that's the stuff that really we want to be watching for at this point.
Yep.
Let's see. Ty, he's been playing pretty well, pretty solid his last few appearances. I'm the first one to shame him. Lol, go watch some of the first post games. Lol, I regularly trash him. Yeah, I mean, look, it's been that way. Some guys, like the team as a whole, has had a rough season. Some guys specifically have had some rough spots in there. It's what happens, and it's it's what fans do. It's what media does. Like that's just part of it, and I think everybody kind of understands that. As long as you acknowledge the good times too, it's okay to then point out when guys are struggling, and we are, and it's all good. Rating ID currently 0.002 ahead of Montreal in points percentage. Lol, we just love flirting with that bottom spot. Have you ever seen something that close, RJ?
I know, it's amazing. Yeah, it's what is it? 1 point and then like one game in hand. It's as close as it can get, really.
Yeah, absurdly sane. And Tandem's going to be so hungry when he finally gets back on the ice. That is true. It's got to be killing him. Scott, times we thought we finally had this team figured out. Or doors. Yes. Coming around, Scott, on the doors? Huh? You coming around?
Come on.
Yeah, I know. Got to save it for the
good. It's
podcast
a good
on Monday. Here, real quick,
Yeah.
while everyone's still here, still got 49 people in here. Me and RJ were talking about what we wanted to do Monday for the trade deadline. Kraken have practice on the books. RJ's going to have to be there for, during the time when the trade deadline's going on. So, does everybody want us to do a live trade deadline thing, but it's going to basically just be me doing the live show? Or do you want to wait and when RJ's free up later in the day on Monday, we'll do a recap thing together with both of us? Let us know what you guys think all in the comments here, and then we'll go with majority rule kind of thing, because we're good either way. Let's see. Stratic Toronto giving up more like 5 goals yet again might make them all the more desperate for defense, or at least we can hope. Their situation is so rough on the back end.
It really is.
It's
they need to improve too. They're looking at playing one of Tampa or Florida in the first round.
Yeah.
You're going to need to beef up there.
Yeah. Valentina, I found myself thinking about Tanev a lot during the third period. It was like his energy flowed through the team. He's like the Force. his hair
Exactly.
flows through us. It's the flow. It's all there. Tyler, I can count on my left hand the amount of times Tanev has made a public appearance since it was announced he would make more. I blame Hackstall. Yes. All right. It seems like everybody's picking the recap option so that we can both be there. Okay. I agree. I think that makes most sense anyway.
Yeah. And as far as deadline day coverage too, again, follow along on social media.
Yeah.
I'll have you covered. We'll have you covered.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get takes from both Dylan and I on, whatever trades happen, all that stuff. And again, the Kraken will be having practice right basically up to the trade deadline. Going to be super interesting. I wonder if it gets canceled. It's supposed to be an open practice too. So fans can come and watch. I mean, just if you can make it out there, I would highly recommend it. Going to be a very, very interesting day in the Kraken world and in the hockey world.
It is going to be very, very interesting. There was one in here. Where was it? Oh, Stratic just saying, do an emergency live stream when the Geo trade goes down. We will definitely do something when the Geo trade goes down, whether that's tomorrow or on Monday. Because on Monday we still plan on doing the deep dive podcast, but we were going to wait until after the deadline when we knew exactly what all the trades the Kraken were going to make and everything. So Monday is going to be a very, very busy night for us, RJ. Hope you're ready.
Oh yeah, no, I'm ready. It's going to be a busy day. I got practice in the morning, then the trade deadline, podcast somewhere, presuming a Ron Francis presser somewhere, and then I got 2 hockey games that night at the Iceplex. So
yeah, really,
it's going to be a fun day.
Real busy day for RJ there. Just going to ignore this comment from Ty. Go move on to this one for Brian. We're going to be better next year. We also have ECH and their momentum. This is a unique opportunity to be with the team from the start. I agree, Brian, all that stuff. And RJ, just for you, I'm only skipping Ty's comment because he's team wheels.
Oh, of course. I'll come and read the comment, Dylan.
That's all.
You need to get Maya in here to call you a coward again?
Nah, I'm not going to fall for that again. I can't be peer pressured on the same thing twice. On my own show? Come on.
Your own show? Oh, man.
All right, let's see. All the votes for the recap. Ron, I originally wanted to get a name jersey, but they ended up being sold out of them when my girlfriend got there. But honestly, ended up being a good thing because the players I know and like now are pretty different. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens as the season goes on. Let's see. I'd be happy to have a Blake one for now. Yeah, go for it, Bron. Joshua, this is... that is this or stuff. I think the word you're looking for is both. Live Dylan with a later recap with both, or I'm being greedy. Might be being a little bit greedy there, Joshua, trying to get both of them in there. But we'll figure it out, and it's going to be great no matter what, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Ty, Fleury takes the Davy Jones hat tonight. Keep him with Lars. Yeah, all right. So that was really the one thing that we talked about was that de-pairing of Larson with Fleury tonight, RJ, and how being with Larson freed Fleury up to be more active in the offensive zone because Larson, could then kind of take a back seat and babysit him. And I thought Lindsay brought up a good comparison, comparing it to the Riley Brody thing in Toronto, when they brought in Brody to kind of
Yep.
babysit Morgan Riley, and it kind of rejuvenated Morgan Riley's, career there in some ways.
Yeah, that's a really good comparison. And I loved what that D pair brought tonight. And Hayden Fleury, there were so many moments where it felt like, we were seeing the prospect that, that he was kind of coming out of the draft, just some of the things he would do, what we've talked about as far as the upside that we know he can bring offensively. When you get Hayden Fleury unleashed, we've seen it a few times this season, he can do incredible things. And yeah, just great to see that. Hope they stick with it. Because it was just really good performance by him, and factored in on I know at least the last goal, and then I think one of the other ones too. I mean, he was awesome.
Exactly. No, we're all in favor of having it happen.
That diving block. How about that diving block?
I know. It was good. Let's see. Yes. I'm Beans recap, whole team coverage and banter. I agree with that, Beans. I think that's good. And let's see. Valentina, I'm voting for the recap after practice. Better for day workers. That is true. Alex, help us, Turbo. You're our only hope. That's a good one, Alex. And I'm Beans. Twitter will be my deadline update. Thank you very much, guys. Big fan. Thanks for the kind words. Lindsay, yes, love that he got the hat tonight. Let's ride with Flurson until it breaks down. Flurson. There we go.
There you go.
Is it? It's right up there with Susexiak. Which would you put? I think Susexiak still kind of got it. That one's good.
Yeah, that's still got the name crown. But hey, you also have Susexiak. That was the other pair tonight. So you got Flurson, Susexiak, and we'll figure out the other one.
Yeah, what Dunn and the other one.
That's
what
the one
it's
that
called.
we've talked about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lazan. Ladun? No. Dunzon? I don't know.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. All right. Brian's with me, Team Doors. Maderos, it's wheels. Lego makes like 1 billion wheels a year. They also make a ton of doors. Come on. Let's see. Everybody's just resorted to this whole, wheels, doors stuff again, RJ.
Yeah. I mean, hey, thanks to that, I know that there are about 1 billion bicycles in the world. There's about 300,000 motorcycles. Or 300 million, sorry.
Yeah.
You learn stuff.
Yeah. How many houses, how many rooms are there? All got doors going to them,
I don't think they keep track of that, too.
Because it's so many more. That's why.
They can't keep track.
Ty, I like this one. Toy cars have 4 wheels and no real doors. Let's do this, Dylan.
It's true.
Yes. Let's see. I like this from Stratic. Every transistor in the world has thousands of logic gates, all of which are effectively doors. See?
I mean, if that counts, I do think, that's another path to winning there.
Ty pointing out, no, a 1 or a 0 is not a door. I don't know. If we're all living in a matrix, Ty, which you can't prove that we aren't, then all of this is 1s and 0s, including the wheels. So, get out of here with that.
The worst part is that Cole Lind got sent down to Charlotte again today. So I can't ask. We have not seen him since he tweeted that. I've been trying to get a hold of him. Nothing. So he's back in Charlotte. I'm sure he'll get called up at some point. But come on, we need to ask him the important questions.
Yeah. All right. So absurdly saying Dozon. I like that. Lindsay, Dowzon and Dragons. We'll play on Dungeons and Dragons there. I like that one. That's lol. Wow, Striatic really going at it here. Every cell in the world has points of permeability, all of which are effectively doors. It's true, RJ. It's true. Decor recorded a shutout tonight, though. That's from Ty. That's a good one.
He's been playing really well lately in Charlotte.
Yeah. I thought Kuhlman was nice having him back, obviously easing back into the lineup and stuff there. And I know you probably got to get out of there, RJ. We're an hour and 10 in here.
No,
still got 49 people.
No, this is awesome. I'm loving it. No. Someone was just walking out like, have a good night. I'm like, oh, good night.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Let's see. Wow, is
Yeah,
it
also
true?
cool. As I was setting all this stuff up, like there was a guy that walked by. He's like, "Go Kraken, let's go!" He was just so fired up. The kind of thing you definitely don't see after losses. Just more adding to this atmosphere.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be so. It's gonna be so much fun next year. It's gonna be so much fun. Um, yeah, I know it's gonna be so good. Happy for Discord. Coolman eased back into the lineup. Like what we saw from him. Really liked his intermission interview. I think Coolman sneaky, like arguably the best, certainly mid game interview on the team.
Interesting. Like what do you think? Because I missed it. I wasn't able to watch
Well,
the.
like he was asked a question, and then he listened to the question, and then he answered that question. Like
Are
yeah.
they allowed? Are hockey players allowed to do that?
I don't
Has someone
know.
talked to him?
I don't know, but we'll find
He could
out.
get in trouble. I
He's
think.
gonna get one of those overnighted FedEx envelopes from the league office in his locker tomorrow when it comes in. That's
Hmm.
could very well
That's
happen.
dangerous.
I know. It was. I was very surprised, but very happy. Very happy. This is this is getting heavy. I love this group from Ty there. All this. I like this one from Lindsay. Okay, but we live in Seattle, y'all. Look out your window at the container ships in the harbor. All those containers have 2 doors, and ships have doors but no wheels.
I feel like you're only reading the Doors comments at this point. I feel like there's probably hundreds of pro wheels comments that you're just skipping over at this point.
Yes, RJ, there are hundreds. There are billions, like the wheels that Lego makes every day and every second. The quintillion wheels. Oh, I like Ty, but they are full of toy cars. um,
That's true.
Here you go. You're gonna lose your biggest defender here, right here, RJ.
Oh
Ty.
no.
Honestly, I only go wheels to push people's buttons. There you go. It's over. It's over.
How many buttons are there in the world, though?
Oh God, don't even get us started, RJ. Braun, sorry to get off topic from the important wheels and doors conversation, but how many jerseys do hockey teams usually have? Where and what is our third jersey? So third jersey is coming next year, right? That was confirmed. Pretty sure.
Yes, every team's
Every
going to be
team's
getting a
getting one.
reverse retro jersey, just
Yeah.
like the series, a couple last year. But they're all going to be different. They're not going to be the same for any team.
Yeah. So, for the most part, every team will have 3 in the rotation, maybe 4 if they're going to be doing like a Winter Classic or a Stadium Series game. They'll have something special for that. But usually, year to year, 3 is the magic number: home, away, and alternate.
Yes.
So that's what's going on there, Braun. But yes, didn't have one for this year. It's going to be interesting to see what they go with. What do you do? Reverse retro for a team that's existed for a whole season.
I know. My guess is they go with. It's not like the Metropolitans logo because I know that's owned by someone else. They can't use it. But there was another vintage Seattle. I forget what it was. They have it at the 32 Bar and Grill. I think they have one of those jerseys that's up there. And I think they're going to use that, and then they're going to give it. I don't know. Let's see. It's green and red. Like maybe give it a red base. I don't want to see that, but I think that's what they might do.
That's what they always do, RJ. Every team needs a red jersey. It's the law. It's NHL law. Let's see. Where are we? I'll take the doors off my Hot Wheels just to combat them door people. It's pretty funny beans. Rig ID. Colin Blackwell also gives shockingly complete answers to those interviews. Seems like he would talk all day if you'd let him. Yeah, I remember that from being there just in the regular like pressers. Blackwell's very nice and chatty and open to talking. It's really nice and refreshing.
For sure. It's great, yeah.
Yeah, Stratic asking if next year's a reverse retro year. It is. And Ty, what key players are we missing jersey-wise in the ECH community? I have one more blank, lol. Ooh, that's a good question. Insane, I can't do Ebbs, sorry, because that was where I was going, Ty. Schwartz.
Yeah, Schwartz.
I don't think there's one of us with the Schwartz. Yeah. Also, Ty, about 10 days left to announce a mascot. Keep holding your breath, Ty.
I thought this game might be the chance because again, it's mid to late March, and also they switched up the intro a little bit actually.
Oh.
And I think there were still some bugs to work out, but The music was different. They had the Kraken Ion earlier as the
Cool.
tentacle was coming down. Also, the tentacle failed to light up, and they didn't really time it with the players coming out right. So I think there's some things to work out there. But they were trying something a little bit different. So that was something to take note of. I took video just in case, it was going to be like a mascot reveal and all different. But maybe we'll see something like that for the Vegas game that's, kind of all put together.
Yeah. Madero's pointing out that they could do something, Sonics related. That would be kind of cool. And it looks like Joshua also put that a little bit later on as well, at least using the color scheme there as a throwback. That would be interesting. I was certainly saying, doesn't Drieger have the Metropolitans logo on his helmet? I would have thought that they'd be able to use it. I think that's different because they're not merchandising and selling anything there. They're not monetizing it really by having it on his helmet. So I think that's the difference there. It would be hard to sue over it in that sense.
If right. And I think it's on like an image of Hap Holmes too. It's yeah.
Lindsay's off to bed. See you, Lindsay. Thanks for being here so long with us, everybody. Ty, April 1st is the mascot night. Lol, love that. All right, Stratic. Last question. Sorry for keeping you. Any rumblings on how/if Seattle might fit into this whole PWHPA PHF NHL situation? I've been kind of waiting.
There's a lot
Okay, go for it.
I think there's a lot that need to get sorted out first about just the leagues and how they're going to operate together. They have other issues to deal with first, but I think once that does get sorted out, once there's some more stability, I think Seattle would be an excellent market for a women's pro hockey team. I mean, we've seen with the Storm what they can do, and with the Reign what they can do. Sorry, anyway, go ahead, Dylan.
No, I was just going to say that, yes, I think there's still... I was basically going to say exactly what you said. There's still just a lot that needs to be worked out there before we're going to get any sort of good read on it, I think. That's just where it's at, unfortunately. I'd love for it to get done quickly and smoothly and have everything work out in a way that can be some sort of lasting, unified thing, because it's been missing. You know what I mean? That's been what's been missing, and I really want something to happen like that. Gosh, everybody just keeps coming on. Valentina, I missed the Here Comes the Boys from the Puget Sound music. So I guess they got rid of that. Ty.
They got rid of that pretty early in the season.
Yeah. Ty, I've gored my name, Lars, and Gru so far. Lol. Braun, damn Ty, the money emojis there. Yeah, Tank Master Ty. Old Moneybags Ty.
Racking up the nicknames.
Yep. Scott, hey Dylan, just watched the 2-part Metropolitans retrospective you did. Outstanding. I'm shocked how much I didn't know and how much drama was involved. Thanks. You're welcome. Gosh, that feels like a million years ago that I was working on that.
I know, right?
Glad people are still enjoying it though. Let's see. Stratic would be fun. This is Reading ID responding to Stratic. Would be fun to hear from someone on the women's hockey side on one of the ECH podcasts. Yeah, we could certainly look into doing something.
For sure.
Certainly once the whole situation, gets played out, we could have somebody come on and explain what the new setup is. Yes. That'll be something very much needed for a lot of people, us included, I think. Let's see. I think we're pretty much good here. Tyler, I'm guessing they're waiting for Hackstall to get fired so they can give him the mascot role. It's well deserved. Ooh, brutal there, Tyler. Let's see. Cascadia jersey. Interesting.
That'd be cool.
Brian, but Ty, what's your number? Not 32, right? Because it's already retired. 47 on Ty one. Let's see. All right. So I need to order an ECH shirt and Lars. That beast's the only way. It's a totem sweater in the 32 bar and grill as well. Or there is one there as well.
What that is. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. I think that's going to do it for this one. Hour and 20 minutes. Really good one.
Yeah, let's go.
41 people still here, 37 likes, and a healthy amount of super chats on this one. It's been really, really great. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. As always, Braun, here's one more comment just to make you feel like you should stay longer. Thanks, Braun. Thanks for that. And Reading ID, just to finish up there. I appreciate you not trying to manufacture an opinion on women's hockey. Hearing way too many NHL media folks weighing in when they don't actually follow women's hockey. we follow it a little bit. Certainly, like all the major tournaments and stuff, like Olympics, World Championships, all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to what's going on with all these leagues and everything, no, there's a lot going on, lots of different stuff happening, and lots of rumors involved with it all too. And so yeah, no,
it's so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we're not gonna try to do that. We're like I said, let it kind of play itself out, and then we can dissect what happened when it's all finished. I think that's probably the best way about going about it when you're dealing with some of that what's being dealt with right now. All right, thanks everybody. Love all the good nights there. Get out of here, Joshua, with your wheels. Get out of here. All right. See y'all next time. And don't forget, Tuesday, Patreon live stream. Make sure to join us for that one. And just uploaded the Logan Cooley scouting video to Patreon feed. Everybody check out for that, which means for all the rest of you, Connor Geeky scouting vid is available. Have fun watching that one. I had a lot of fun putting it together. All right, we will see you all next time.